Well, I'm in under the wire, all right. It's late. I'm very, very, very hot and so sleepy. I was practically falling asleep trying to get a shirt on. No exciting outfit tonight. I am, however, wearing a necklace that is a bunny coming out of a top hat. It's a rabbit in a hat. It has a little bow on top. It ties in with my poem. I believe this light is a heat lamp. Perfect. It's perfect. I'm so hot and I'm so tired that I just thought, I'll give you a heat lamp. No jest. No jester. Because I just wanted it to be interesting and I didn't have the energy to put together a crazy outfit. So I did a crazy lighting instead. And my bottoms don't even match my top, but you can't tell. So I was really, really, really sleepy and in under the wire and had an interesting day. So I decided to... Man, I don't know if I can get through the poem with this light. It'll be like really impressive, I guess. It's very hot. Is it dangerous? Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe, Am I gonna wimp out? And do a different kind of fantasy lighting? I might. It's really hot. I mean, unimaginably hot. Stick with me. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. We're just gonna do something else equally interesting. Come on, Gizmo, we're doing interesting things. That is not a horror movie you hear. It is actually my door. I'm gonna get like... Well, come on. A plug should just plug in, right? Like a plug should just go into... Oh my gosh, it's ludicrous, you guys. The little thing is coming out. The like, ow. I stabbed myself. This video is getting more and more challenging by the moment. It's okay. We're gonna do weird poetry. I cannot get a plug to plug in to an outlet. Okay, I did it. I feel incredibly accomplished. We're going for a new form of fantasy lighting, but yeah, you want to get existential for a second? Real door. A real door. Okay. So that crazy lighting just simply isn't working, you guys. It is, I believe the kind of lamp that you use to, like, heat up a chicken coop. And I thought I would be weird with it, but I can't hang. Cannot hang out with that dreadful heat feeling. And now maybe you can see the bunny a little better. He's a rabbit in a hat. He's a rabbit in a hat. He's dancing for you presently. Okay, so I was extremely tired and extremely worn out and feeling the muchness. And so I thought maybe the solution to that would be naturally to do like a really crazy, deep, trying to like make the lights into a shirt. Is that kind of cool? Are we sort of in a cool zone? It's okay. It's okay. I do really interesting stuff every day. New backgrounds, new outfits, new costumes, no vroom, no boom. Just bringing it to you. So give me a break. Sometimes I just need to wrap myself in a rope light and be like, here you go. I don't know. So yeah, I just decided to write a brand new poem tonight about a series of really crazy things. I try to cite my sources. I'm half asleep currently and behind my eyes. But it's about muon particles. Muon particles, and Venus having a rendezvous as she did with the moon very recently. I think about 5 days ago they had a real interlinking with one another. I'm gonna play you a little weird song I made back in like, I don't know, ancient history, like on a phone back in 2016 or 17, about Venus and the moon, and it tied into unrequited crushes. Why does that not sound like a word right now? Unrequited. Doesn't even seem to make sense. And experiments with psilocybin in psychology, and boredom, and listlessness, and searching. And I mixed them all into a stew for you and put these lights on to say, here's a thing I made about what it is to be alive called poetry. Would you like some? Okay. So, gotta get into it because I'll just blah 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 all night if I don't just do it. Okay. So I'll play this weird little intro. This is me many years ago. There was another convergence, emergence, resurgence of Venus and the moon. They were coming together for some other particular reunion, and I did this. Ooh, Venus and the moon. And I sat there chanting that for a long while to those heavenly bodies, and recorded my wind chimes, which I don't know if you could hear very well, but hopefully you could. I don't know where the wind chimes are. I was gonna give you those two. There's one that's just old chimes. I'm trying. It's just not happening. It's okay. I'll bring you the poem. I'm very sleepy. It hurts my body almost how much in the tiredness I am. Okay. So I like this look. I'm into this. It's fun. Oh, wait, I'll make it stick. I'll make it work. Hold on. I'll get creative. I'll make it part of my hairdo. It's fine. Okay. We're on. Okay, it's weird. It's good. We're great. I'm on. Hi. Okay, this one gets pretty weird. I'll try to explain some of it, but I don't have time. Maybe I'll explain other parts of it that I can't explain now at some later date or in the description or something. Okay. Gosh, I so don't match right now. What am I? I'm just like a fledgling poet. Okay. It's called, forgot to mention, individuality. Such a pertinent invention. Forgot to mention the day before yesterday, the yester. Whilst in my 1930s man pants suit that makes me dance just like Gene Kelly with those street light swoops type coolness, that as I went to put on my loafer, no foolin', a baby grasshopper hopped from between my toes. On the agenda from the get-go, flower picks of all the blooming. Ribbons organization. Be where the lanterns are. I achieved that. I achieved it. Groceries. Again. Weeds amongst the chamomile. Pluck long grass at the neighbor's fence, lest we turn them against us. Find a few more plus sides. Be less tense. Downstairs stuff. The costumes absolutely strewn, you loon. Randomly in my listing and mental, how does anybody get one damn thing done twisting, I find myself day fantasizing about Kurt Cobain playing Jesus in an avant-garde play I wrote. It feathered in, she said. Whew, it feathered in. I could swim in that a bit. I talk too much when I'm around her. It's a need to blur out the what will never be factor. Berries ripen with the new moon's blessing. Venus does not adhere to standard assumptions. She is not as predictable as some celestial bodies. She's obviously more naughty. What should I say it taught me versus what it did? So luminous is she, it's said she's been fired upon as a perceived enemy. An enemy aircraft, and was thought many times to be an uninvited plane in World War II. All through May and June, she's spotted by astronomy paparazzos, cavorting with the likes of never think twice types like Mercury, and mischief-making stars like Aldebaran. Too tired to pronounce properly. She's spotted by astronomy paparazzos, cavorting with the likes of never think twice types like Mercury, and the mischief-making stars Aldebaran and Pollux. It's a decipherable back channel for seeking the infinite. It's a good thing fancy scientists also cannot bear to stare at mortality. We elongate legalities. Take it on in sidereal months, the time the moon takes to hunt the other side of Earth, where we put our shoes on her soul like a couch, as though it's nothing worth nothing. Window dressing. That arresting smile all unwitting goddesses seem to possess. They ain't crushing back at you. Why don't you give it a rest? It's a test you mustn't get wrong. They make their own muons. Electrons' more groovy cousin, buzzin' with instability, raging against the light dying and all that spaz, with their flicker lifespans. If you can describe a thing with no plans as having a life, zipping by the way outside, 2.2 microseconds at a time to fit it all in, what exactly do they win if their lab does their dabbling and actually ends up unraveling something telling? Something worth selling as your headline? My head's trying to find some clue. It's in the placebo group. Us SPS types. Holler at my sensory processing sensitivity, homies. We got that mad tangle with our precuneus and hippocampus. We're just taking chances every time we look past our eyelids. We can't rid ourselves of the secondhand visceral throes. We know better, but we fetch bucket after bucket from the well of salvaged memories. We can simply watch a stranger's pain and be taken to our knees, as though we are he or she or they, as though we stray from the safety of what we know to be our own complexities and take on those intricate soul injuries of anyone within eyeshot. We've got docs with many framed degrees testing psilocybin's effects on creativity. I spooned some of that honey. Her hair became an oil painting I would have praised all day at the Met. When you let go a little, you want to do it more. I don't have alexithymia, but I'm beginning to understand that heavy door covering over explicable, palpable feels. When he went for the jugular of all that I am, I dreamed for many nights of bloodthirsty eels with merciless, prune-pinched faces. I'm wasted on daydreams. Can't hand-stitch a seam straight. I'd wait all day to do summer Christmas with her. My 20s blur like great colors you swirled together in childhood with passionate purpose, but now cannot recall the motivation of the wordless smattering of whatever you found within the tonal palette. Where is that artist? Women just always take the hardest curves and purge their brilliant bits by using a big cartoon mallet to smash their worth. Oh, we the mega sensitive, like noodle limp handshakes. There's so much at stake, but our dang periaqueductal gray and amygdala can't forge a proper grip. And we slip into thinking a small rumble is the Earth's core opening right then and there, opening up right then and there. We slip into thinking a small rumble is the Earth's core opening up right then and there. Our defense barriers are also quite thin in the regions between hippocampus and insula. There's no law or order to our shorter stress fuse, and the damn neuroconnectors act like wimps when it comes to managing even a glimpse of challenge or turmoil. We appreciate awe and art and color more, and are said to forge connections more intensely and immensely. But the trauma and bad shit processing, see, is like a fence that's seen better days. All our anxiety cows got out. Moo. Moo. All our anxiety cows got out, grazing on every anxious thought, from here to way over the moon with that slutty spoon. I swoon when she even tucks her hair back a bit. Outstretch your arms and make a fist. Oh, that fist is 10 degrees. It lets you see how close Luna is to finally telling Venus what she's felt and hid all these eons. Back to the muons, those wobbling wonders. In the lab, they keep big factors under the hat. Like a rabbit, they may present kicking and alive at any moment. If there's a sleight of hand, they won't have shown it to any old novice. Won't someone applaud this living, non-breathing, non-dying, but still seeking ballet? No one's got much of nothing to say. Why can't I be in one of these heady studies? Ruddy cheeks. Take a peek. Squeak out a brilliant fucking premise while watering the garden, then forget it whilst digging around in my overly sensitive sensing tensing flesh for a splinter. They observe the old skull control panel at rest. Does mine ever, I wonder? The moon, we suspect, moves 13 degrees a day. She heard Venus got cozy with the god of thunder. Remember the fist measurement. We endeavor to be so very, very clever at every turn, as whole vital parts churn in uncertainty. Is it red, raw palm applause or curtains? Somebody's surely certain about something out there. They hand the participants a brick and see who picks what to do with it. New uses. This deduces something smart. Creative juices. Is the stimulus driving you or burying the lead? Feed divinity 3 circular meals regularly. The early bird wonders where his friends are, singing quite peculiarly. People will settle for anything just to say they have something. Hate midnight. Everything catches up to me. Don't think I fit into brunch. Got a hunch I don't care to anymore. It was paradise. It was paradise, now run and undone by fools. Who would want to ruin good fun with a lot of rules? Do they gather in their bleach-white lab coats and high honor lanyards to watch the muons party and go positively wild? You're a monstrous child streaking through life like a hare with the hounds after you. That's Robert Redford from Inside Daisy Clover, the movie with Natalie Wood. She preferred to blow up the celebrity beach bungalow rather than be controlled. And so it is foretold by those who insist on not holding their tongues tied in lies tailor-made for them. We send visions of our braver selves in looking for where the pizzazz went hiding. Why did we spend so much energy fighting against the best parts of ourselves? Will I return to me? How can you see? How can you know? Like, how was that 10 years ago? And why did I think it was going to last forever? Like, having fun? I just thought life would always provide some fun times. Like, it was hard then, but I had no idea the pain and boredom coming my way. Just even remembering the fun we used to have on weekends as kids. Now weekends are just like, meh, fart, whatever, errands, hello, anyone there, TV, existential dread. Used to get dressed up and like sort of be feeling my vibes, and now I'm like, hello, sweatpants, and feeling dumpy. And even when do I see someone like dressing up, and even when I do see someone dressing up, like feeling their vibes, I'm like, why are you doing that? Does anything matter? Like, you know, those hot chicks in hot outfits are dressing up for some loser Brad that's just gonna break their heart. And then they're, like, gonna go to brunch with the bitches who talk shit behind their backs. Tutorials, whack-ass portals, life hacks. Ugh, all people want to enact a paradigm shift, don't they? Even if it's not mRNA or Lego, we want, at least on our one chance on Earth, to make a meme happen. Slacking on the shaky slack line of time. Remember, honey, it's serpentine. He wasn't really telling you anything, dear. It's pantomime. Hindsight. Clinical observations on drug or placebo. Inspiration's flight. The moon quaffed the night sky like a dry martini. Imbibing on the taboo and the unseemly, as well as the sacred and dreamy. She won't be mollycoddled by some meanie cosmic stage mother pushing her to be anything other than all that she is. The ones actually tripping found fewer uses for the brick. For the record, the ones actually tripping found fewer uses for the brick. For the record. Do any messages stick without brute force or super glue? I saw hues of chalcedony and laguna agate simply flooding from you. Tell me a true thing. When's the last time you full self raised your voice to sing? Yes, it's perceived threats galore. It's all bets off and nothing sure or guaranteed. They blog it, they log it, they vlog it. It's called languishing. You take a mental chisel to it, and I swear it's the damnedest thing. It remains solid and intact. It's more luggage than particle physics can unpack. Should I have chosen a single track, like chasing an ill-fated muon? Like a hose you just screw on a new attachment? I always catch myself just telling you about whatever. I always catch myself just telling you about whatever impulse my hidden mind connectors, vortices, please, instead of what I wanted to say. A jolting clown instead of that grounded power moment I wanted to seize. It's a jolting clown. See with your whys and you'll have nothing but questions. See with your whys and you'll have nothing but questions. Be all the converging particles and articulate articles and super collider higher and higher frequencies at once. It's no stunt, only a suggestion. So, indeedy, I have to quote some of my sources. And so, first off, that awesome line a page back was not mine. All the stuff about the muons is from an article called "To Observe the Muon is to Experience Hints of Immortality" from Wired, the website Wired, by Virginia Heffernan. You are super smart, and I really liked your article, so I wove it into a poem.
She is the one who said, all people want to enact a paradigm shift, don't they? All people want to enact a paradigm shift, don't they? Even if it's not mRNA or Lego, we want at least on our one chance on Earth to make a meme happen. Well said. That is a great line. That's why I put it in my poem. And I swished it in my mind. And now I'm taking time to give you some credit for it. Virginia Heffernan. It was amazing. Really enjoyed that article a lot. Although I had to read it about 4 times to understand any of it. Yeah, there's a lot. If you go and read it and you understand more than I do, please explain some of it to me. But we're talking making muons at the Fermilab. We're talking deep Wadsworth worshipping science poems and Galileo. Oh my. Yes, all of that. The other article about languishing, which I didn't quote a lot of that, but boy, it's happening. It's on. Languishing. It's going down. No motivation, aimlessness. What you're feeling is called languishing. That's the name of the article. No motivation? Question mark. Aimlessness? Question mark. What you're feeling is called languishing. And it's from The Independent, the website, The Independent. The Independent. And it's by Adam Grant. And it was also a very delightful article. The other research I didn't include, or I didn't, mention at the beginning was, my foot completely fell asleep. It's totally asleep. I'm like one of those, fish, the bottom of the ocean. It's like really creepy, and it's like, and it's got the thing on its head. I'm like that fish. We're getting wild. We're getting wacky. The other stuff was about people with sensitive brains, whatever I called it. The super sensitive. Whatever. Come on. You were there. Stuff happened. We talked about stuff. It's like in your brain, and it has an acronym. We're talking about the sensory processing sensitivity, homies. Sensory processing sensitivity, homies. So that was an article about, basically how people who are extra super sensitive, experience things not only in the moment, but then, when at rest, after the fact, how they're still trying to traverse. I have terrible posture right now. How they're trying to traverse the terrain of the insane even after the fact, and all kinds of connectivity in the brain. And that cool ass article is called The Sensitive Brain at Rest by Neuroscience News by Bianca Acevedo. And the source was from a study at UC Santa Barbara run by Sonia Fernandez. So thanks for being so smart and dedicating yourself to such research, because it's all very interesting. And people try to be like, just be this way. And it's like, put me in a study and help me understand why my brain does the things it does, because I don't think it's all my fault. I don't think it's all anybody's fault. And yes, there are steps, baby steps and big steps and leaps and bounds and all kinds of things that you can do all on your own to own it and rezone it. Rezone it. That's a good funny thing I just found in my super tiredness. Rezone the area. Rebuild. Do some construction. Do some suction. Get the real crappy parts out. You can have some control. But anyway, sensitive brains unite. It's hard. It's hard out there for a sensitive brain. And then there was an article about psilocybin and its effects on creativity. And it was very interesting because it was actually it didn't make people really more creative in the moment, but throughout the week it sort of expanded them in their thinky thoughts and what ought I do next. The article is called "Psilocybin's Complicated Relationship with Creativity Revealed in New Placebo-Controlled Neuroimaging Study." That's a lot of words for an article. I'll try to say it again in a smoother way. Psilocybin's complicated relationship with creativity revealed in new placebo-controlled neuroimaging study. I tried to say neuroimagining. It's okay. We're okay. You get the gist of it. Published by Eric W. Dolan. The researcher was Natasha Mason. I'm sorry, Natasha Mason. I'm very tired. The researcher was Natasha Mason, and she did that fascinating research, which, like, can you pick me? I want to do something interesting and, like, help people understand whatever. Pick me. Put me in the game, coach. I don't know. I'm bored. I'm languishing. Yeah, all very interesting. That's where the thing with the brick came from. Hey, here's a brick. What are you going to do with it? And the folks on the psilocybin weren't really that much more imaginative than the folks on the placebo. Placebo with an O. But I'm from an unknown place, so I say placebo. And then Venus and the Moon were getting all gushy and lushy with each other about 5 days ago, and they were like, holla, what, ooh, girl, oh, yeah. And that article was called "Venus and the Moon Will Shine Bright in the Night Sky Tonight" at space.com. Space.com. All about space. By Joe Rao. I really like your name. Joe Rao. Joerao. Joe Rao. Like that. So, that's a lot of information. And I basically just, like, my brain can't take it all in, and I can't focus on one thing for too long, so I save, like, thousands of articles that I'm like, maybe I'll get to that, maybe I'll get to that. And I just sort of perused and used my phalange to see what I could see, and that's what I came up with tonight. So, I really quite liked it. I just wrote all that just now. And a lot of quotes are from my best friend. A lot of them. Like, well, I mean, a lot of it is me. Most of it is me. Let's give me a little bit of credit. Because I did, like, I paraphrased everything that I read. I didn't use any direct quotes except for that one, like, we're all trying to shift the paradigm, aren't we all? We all want that so bad. Hold up. My best friend takes credit for the people will settle for anything just to say they have something. Hate midnight. Everything catches up to me. Don't think I fit into brunch. And then I wrote, got a hunch I don't care to anymore. It was like, I don't know if I fit into brunch anymore. Oh, and I got a quote. The lady who was our tour guide at the miniature museum in Denver said, she was like explaining the ins and outs of how to enjoy the miniatures. She said, well, now, who would want to ruin good fun with a lot of rules? And I was like, girl, you're awesome. You're so great. And then the whole segment was a quote from my best friend. The whole segment that was like, how was that 10 years ago? And why did I think it was going to last forever? Like, having fun? I just thought life would always provide some fun. So that was all her. So apropos, the, like, languishing of weekends now are like, meh, fart, whatever, errands, hello, anyone there, TV, existential dread. Used to get dressed up and, like, sort of be feeling my vibes. And now I'm like, hello, sweatpants. Yep. And she's so funny. You're like, jeez, dressing up for some brat who's gonna fuck with you and then going to brunch with your bitches. They're gonna talk shit behind your back. So, and then there was, like, some lushy stuff woven in there too. Lushy stuff. Lushy stuff. So I'm gonna turn down the crazy lights now and go find some dreams. Go find a dream or two. Go a-questing, like T-Rex says.
Me and Lie are going questing. A questing, not just questing, a questing. Why don't we talk like that anymore? It's infinitely more interesting. And like, we're gonna go look at some shit. Me and Lie are going a questing. So, clowns, jesters, which one are you? Right? One or the other, I guarantee you. Okay. Bite light. Good night. Night night. Bite light.